telling me if it goes, look, we need something in a game, it's either Werner or him. Who you turn it to? I'll tell you who I'm turning to.
Well, look, he got 12 goals already in the top flight football this season. So we're going to start off looking at Yang-Min. Now, he has arrived in London. Okay, so Yan did a press conference in Incheon Airport in South Korea before arriving to London, saying he was so excited about the move that he couldn't sleep. And the only thing he could do was watch Tottenham, which was obviously we played Southampton on the Sunday. So I guess that's it sounds like it was his last resort, but anyway, I hope he wasn't saying he wanted to watch Spurs to send him to sleep. But anyway, he also was asked about how he would fare in the Premier League. He said, I think I'm a little smaller, but also more agile than the players I'm competing with at Tottenham. I'm confident in my instant speed, and I'll do my best to show my skills at Tottenham. Which Sonny said is going to be very important for him once to adapt to life at Spurs. This is him, obviously, signing a few autographs for some Spurs fans at London Airport. I think it's at Heathrow, is it? I'm not sure which one, but that's him arriving. Sonny as well has had some quotes ahead of Yang-Min arriving to the training ground. He said he's a very bright player, so I'm excited he's coming here, and I'll try to help him as much as I can, but we have to avoid putting too much pressure on him. He's a similar age to Mikey Moore. Everyone loves Mikey, and when Yang is here, I hope everyone loves him like Mikey. He's had a fantastic first season in the K-League, and he's not scared. So nice words there from HeungMin. Obviously, with Tottenham having a bit of an injury crisis at the moment, Odegaard, Richarlison currently out, there could be an opening for him to potentially get some game time earlier than expected. But what do you expect in terms of impact? Do you think he comes in and instantly, as in gets game time, or do you think it'll be a bit more like, Bergvall or Archie Gray, where they kind of get bedded in? Because you got to remember with Odegaard, who's 19, I know he had some Prem experience, but as soon as he came in, he was in the team, wasn't he? Before he got injured, he was making his debut. So there's evidence there that Ange will throw a player in, but with other players, like I say, with Mikey Moore, with Lancashire, with Bergvall, he's kind of bedded them slowly. So what do you expect? Do you expect him to get some game time early?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to detach your expectations from what you kind of want to happen, and from understanding that he is a super young player coming from a different culture, doesn't have any of his support networks around him, won't have the same kind of training, coaching staff, any of his routines will be gone. I think you should just kind of give him a bit of time to just adjust. Climate, everything's going to be different, and it's cool. I love that Sonny is trying to say, he's trying to measure our expectation. He's saying, look, he is a good player. He's like Mikey. He's got all the talent in the world, but we don't know. So don't just think. But my worry is that the problem that we have with a club that doesn't want to just buy a big bunch of, a big squad, why are we even signing him if you don't think that he is going to get some time and start playing probably earlier than he should, and then that's the problem, is if the team isn't playing well, you're not going to set up a scenario where he can play well. But if the team's playing well, say it's we are drubbing teams when we play well. So it's just about Ange picking the right time. Say we're 5-0 up again against someone, or 4-0 up. Yeah, rest everyone. Put him on. Put Mikey on either side. As long as you can kind of secure the back end. But then even in those situations, it's like calling out to the fans to say, yeah, we might be 4-0 up, but we need these guys just to get time and touch on the pitch. Don't be expecting even their touch to be right. And, we just have to kind of, like we all did with Mikey, we're all like, oh my God, Mikey's going to blow everyone away. And, it's been stop-start, and not by his fault, but we just have to be a little bit more caring and have time. Look what we're seeing from Bergvall. Just now that he is getting the love and he's going to get time, and he needs more time, but you're seeing that there's something there. The thing with Archie's a little different though, because Archie was bled in already. He was thrown in big cup games. He played every game for his manager. He already knew that I'm that guy. You know, so he might not be playing in his right position, but he doesn't care. He's already been bled into the idea of do what your manager needs you when he needs you. So it's just trying to get everyone to understand that this will be a little bit different. He has a signing for the future, you know, and it's amazing that he's got like a bigger brother here, Sonny, to take him under the wing and guide him along. That's amazing, you know. But let's just kind of let's not get too overhyped. I say that, but I know as soon as we stop this, I'm going to be watching videos of him.
To be fair, look, he's just finished his first season in top flight football in the K League.
He's going to stat how well he's done.
He's got 12 goals and six assists this season in the K League, and he's actually the youngest ever goal scorer, I think, in the K League, or this season anyway. He got into the K League Team of the Year this season as well. So as much as
so you're trying to get everyone to be like, he's the new Sonny.
All I'm saying is, as much as it's important to temper expectations, this is the signs of someone who seems to be completely excelling at a very young age, even if it is the K League. And apparently the K League is actually rated according to FIFA higher than like the Swedish league, which obviously is where Bergvall came from. And he's taken a bit of time to settle in, but he's been playing all pretty well recently. So maybe there is hope that he can surprise a few people early on, potentially. And he could have that element of the unknown if we throw him in early.
And I think the way that South Korean culture is with coaching, I think he will be quite used to having really tough coaching. And, you know, he will be really used to like the kind of professionalism side of the game, you know. Probably even a little bit more than our kind of youth, the way that we kind of go through the process. So, like, yeah, I am excited, and I liked watching what I'd seen so far. I liked them in the preseason game. You know, he's got that bit about him. You know, like he is fast. He does cut in and hit those shots. You know, I don't know if the South Korean fans are kind of like, yeah, this is our next son, the way he cuts in like that. But he does have shades of that style. I don't know if he's like built his game around Sonny or just like that's the modern, you know, inverted winger, you know. But God, if he could have, I know it wasn't like just hitting the ground running for Sonny, but maybe the kind of the way that we play and the injury crisis might give him a bit of a kind of like, look, well, yeah, someone can grab him and say, we need to throw you in, but don't feel like, you know, this is not on you, whatever. Just have fun, you know. Maybe that's a good, yeah.
Yeah, nothing to lose kind of mentality. In terms of how you're standing in South Korea, I know that because we follow the South Korean national team quite closely with our Korean channel, and he's not been a regular in the squads. He has had a cap. He has had a few caps, but in the last few squads, he hasn't been called up despite his brilliant form in the K-League. So that suggests even at national level, despite how well he's doing in the K-League, they don't feel like he's quite ready to be a starter yet for the national team. So that probably tells you at the moment maybe his
young,
level.
Right? He's young.
He's 18. Young. He's 18. He's still he's a year older than Mikey, a year younger than Odebear. So look, I don't think I
wouldn't expect him to be in the first team.
Maybe like at Tamworth, we might get a first sight of him potentially in that FA Cup game. Maybe some sub appearances early on just to see where he's at, because we're so thin on the ground that if he can be an option, it'd be stupid not to at least see if he can. But I think it would be important. You're right. Like if he plays early on and he's not playing well or something, it's important not to put too much pressure on him and write him off or anything like that, because as you say, it's a very difficult circumstances to come into a club as well. Mid-season, he's not, and no pre-season as well.
I know, yeah. I mean, that could be a good and bad thing, because if he is going to play at any point this season, you don't kind of want him to be so out of game form, because he is coming from playing. So maybe there is a thing to say, actually, we should turn to him as a sub quite a bit, just because like it's in his legs. Let's not let him, he should be training all the time now as soon as he gets here, because if we're going to use him, we can't afford him to like simmer down and as if he's in his preseason. We need him still going, But let me ask you this. The way we play and the way we need that kind of whatever, we need someone rushing at the back post. We need wingers who score. Are you telling me if it goes, look, we need something in a game, it's either Werner or him, who you turn it to? I'll tell you who I'm turning to.
Well, it might. Well, look, he got 12 goals already in the top flight football this season. So
Yeah, he's not suffering from a crisis of
confidence. Yeah, absolutely right. Announcement today that they are partnering with Netflix ahead of the season 2 launch of Squid Games. And as part of the launch, they will have basically in the stadium, they'll have experiential activities for fans in the Liverpool game and the Wolves game. This includes Squid Game guards roaming around the stadium in their pink hooded jumpsuit for photo opportunities, and a giant blimp of HeungMin featured in the red light, green light game appearing outside the stadium pre-match. Yeah, I mean, Tottenham classic, you know, you're going to get the can we just win some football games, Spurs? Like, why do you have to do all this stuff? Are you going to be jumping at the chance to get some pictures with some pink hooded jumpsuit Squid Game guards at the stadium?
I think it's like really on the nose. I think like you know, normal people being taken advantage of by like a dangerous game, taking advantage of their desperation, you know, that it's all about money, run by an evil elite, you know, like evil man. Sounds a lot like Tottenham Hotspur. What's Squid Game about again? So yeah,
I feel like all the players, all the fans are just the contestants, and maybe one day we'll win that big prize of like winning the league, but it's never going to happen. We're all just going to die.
I'm just waiting for Ben to like. He's messing around with his AI app so much. I'm waiting for Ben to take the cast of a Squid Game, take out their faces, put all Spurs players on the guys, and then you know the guy takes off the mask at the end, and it's Daniel Levy. Now, yeah, it's. But I get like my marketing brain gets it. It's like as in if you're Netflix, you're like, oh, this is fantastic. You know, it's a very big South Korean show. It's an amazing show. Like Spurs have a love and a group of massive South Korean fans. So it makes complete sense. It's like it's a good kind of mashup together. And I like the idea of doing something like that, playing that game outside the stadium. As in a business, it makes complete sense to mash those two together, you know, but for real football fans, we don't care. You know, like we don't care. Just focus on football, you know, like what are you doing?
and also it's a bit like a few days ago, you know, you had those fan groups make that announcement that they're going to stop working with the club because they feel that misalignment. You know, there's, you know, the groups, the flag, THFC flags, Spurs song sheets, and Return of the Shelf. They obviously were working with the club to try and improve the atmosphere. And now a few days ago, they announced that they're going to stop working with the club because they feel like they're not getting anywhere, essentially. And then a few days later, we know we're making announcements like this, where we're having all these marketing ploys about Squid Games, and you know, instead of improving the atmosphere, we're going to have these pink hooded guards walking around the stadium and trying to get people to take selfies with them. And you know, for a big game like Liverpool as well, where you know we want everyone up for it, we want the crowd to be completely behind the team. I doubt it'll make a difference in that aspect, but just in terms of perceptions and PR standpoint, you know, to have one a few days later than the other, always again puts it in front and center of everyone's mind that where the focus is of this football club. It's not on, you know, on the pitch, getting the fans to create an atmosphere, getting a team that's going to win games and compete big times. It's about marketing opportunities and getting as much money as possible and growing that South Korea fan base and all these different things which aren't necessarily going to create a better what's best for the footballing side of this club, which is always questioned about whether that's the priority. And when you have these kind of things, if we could be top of the league and they make this announcement and no one cares. But again, a few days after these fan groups essentially saying we're not getting anywhere with this club yet, they're more than happy to facilitate pink hooded guards walking around the stadium for marketing opportunities, but they're not willing to facilitate a singing section in the stands. You know, that doesn't sit right with a lot of fans.
Yeah, it's like it just proves that Daniel Levy doesn't understand the football fans who support this football team. You can imagine him sitting there in conversation with Netflix going, hey, we've got a whole bunch of people. Mm-hmm. We've got a whole bunch of people in a building. You can market here. Instead of because he's going, oh yeah, like kids will like to look at the men in the pink suits and stuff, and people who don't really care, like the girlfriends or boyfriends who are just getting dragged along to the game, yeah, they'll like to take a selfie, and it's a good marketing opportunity, cross-brand marketing. It's like, but the people who go every week to games, the diehards, the ones that actually their blood is what built this club, that gives him the privilege of sitting behind that desk to do these stupid deals. Like, they're the people you have to care about. Daniel Levy should get a mask on or something, not Squid Game mask, but he should go in disguise, get maybe a wig, just get a wig, and no one would recognize him, but get a wig and go to the games and get close to the people and just feel what the atmosphere is like as a person who, when you go and you're so nervous. When we see each other before the games, we're like, oh man, Ben just starts going, because like these are the people who die for the club, and it's like he really has to understand that that's what creates an atmosphere. That's what gets a club players going on the pitch. We're not looking at some people in like jumpsuits and masks on. It's like, that's for the little kid who got dragged there, didn't want to be there. Like, like that's not us. That's not this football club. Can you imagine Southampton on the, that game the other day, and they've hired people to like, oh look, there's our Santa Claus and his helpers are walking.
And then they're 5-0 down, and they're like, yeah.
5-0. You know what I mean? Yeah. Read the room, man. Like we know he doesn't read the room, but read the room, man.
Yeah.
That's what it is. He's never going to learn, is he?
Definitely not. But look, appreciate your time as always, Brains. Always great to see you. Always great to chat to you. But that's all we got time for today. We'll see you all very, very soon. Like, subscribe, and comment. And as always, come on, you Spurs.
Hi, Spurs.